Golf Channel, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the Web.com Tour. In Westlake, Ohio, second round coverage of the Cleveland Open. The Web.com Tour is back in the rock and roll city of Cleveland for the first time since 2007. Just west of downtown, a little further east, you'll find Little Italy in Cleveland on the east side near Case Western Reserve University. Lakewood Country Club in Westlake, Ohio dates back to 1921. The only original A.W. Tillinghast design in the state of Ohio. Players raving about the golf course this week, many of them seeing it for the first time. Conditions very good. Weather has been outstanding for Thursday and Friday. Today, 70 degrees and sunny, a light breeze. And a good day for a walk in Westlake, Ohio. Whit Watson and Craig Perks with you inside the booth on the golf course, enjoying the sunshine today. Phil Blackmar and Trip Eisenhower. Some of the early highlights: Jeff Curl, his father Rod, a PGA Tour winner many years ago for Eagle at 9.
Yeah, not many people get home and two in this 590-yard par 5, and that's the first eagle of anybody in the field this week at the 9th.
Got him to 7 under par, dropped a shot a couple of holes later, then at 13, his second.
Strong par 4 to a back left hole location. Trouble short and left, and he just took dead aim.
That birdie got him back to 7 under par, and Curl would finish with 67. He's 9 under, and he takes the lead. The 22-year-old Korean, Wee Kim, for birdie at the par 4 15th.
Yeah, some of these greens are small, some of them are flat, and Wee Kim took advantage of it at the 15. Got him to 6 under for the tournament, but 3 under through 6 holes today.
At 10, the 27-year-old from Hopkinton, Massachusetts, John Curran, playing his second.
Yeah, aggressive play with the driver off the tee, just a short iron to a back left hole location. Our champion in Brazil going along nicely, 5 under for the round and the tournament.
A best buddy and housemate of Keegan Bradley in South Florida. John Curran is now 4 shots off the pace. The Titleist leaderboard, Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. There's Curl with his 67. Now up by 2 over Wee Kim. Jimmy Gunn from Scotland, a 33-year-old at 6 under, shot 67 today. And we go out to the 12th and pick up Curran with his second.
Yeah, very difficult par 3. Today playing 188 yards, tiny green. He's missed it on the correct side. Left side gave him plenty of green to work with. He's going to come out with a good save.
Curran is playing with Nick O'Hearn and Alex Cheka the first couple of days. Cheka won the season opener in Columbia on the Web.com Tour this year. Over at 11, Rod Pampling for birdie. Tripp is with this group today.
Pretty easy putt here, just outside the left edge.
These greens are pure, just bent grass, got a little poa in them, a really good speed, close to 12 on the stimp meter. Rod Pampling going along nicely today, 3 under for his round, 5 under for the tournament.
Now back to 12, Alex Cheka coming up short at the par 3.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the putter here, pretty flat. He moves slightly to his left at the end.
Went 14 under for the week in Columbia to kick off the Web.com Tour season, won by 3 shots. And welcome to Cleveland. Great weather the last couple of days. Great hospitality as well here at Lakewood Country Club. Whit Watson and Craig Perks. One of the players you will see in our window of coverage today is trying to follow in his brother's footsteps to the PGA Tour. Andrew Putnam, the younger brother of Michael Putnam. Michael was last year's regular season money winner on this tour. Got his card. Andrew Putnam already has a win in Midland, Texas this year, so he's in very good stead.
Yeah, it's a great story, to be honest with you. The 25-year-old, kind of burst out on the scene last year, had 6 top 20s in his rookie year, finished 50th on the money list. You talked about the win in Midland. He's second on the money list with a second in Columbia, only about $100,000 behind. But what I'm most impressed about is that his priorities are in order. I asked if he tried to go through the sectional qualifying for the US Open. He said, no, I'm going to be a best man at my cousin's wedding next week. I'm going to play plenty of US Opens in my career. He has already played one as an amateur back in 2010. again. And this year, he's playing extremely consistent, 37 rounds to date, only 4 rounds over par. That's going to be a cool story if he can go out and do the daily Putnam double of winning the money list and getting on the PGA Tour with his brother next year. It's going to be fantastic.
You know, back on Wednesday during the Pro-Am, you saw something here you don't see very often. Caddies and players walking the golf course without their clubs, just taking notes on Lakewood because so many of them have never seen it before. As mentioned, this is the only original A.W. Tillinghast design in the state of Ohio. Why have you heard that name? Baltusrol, Winged Foot, Bethpage Black, Ridgewood Country Club, among others. It's a unique golf course and one the players really seem to appreciate, Craig.
Well, A.W. Tillinghast's philosophy was merit of any hole isn't judged by the length, it's judged by its interest. And this golf course just over 7,100 yards. You know, you talked about all the iconic designs, but he's worked on over 265 golf course, had an influence in Pine Valley, also a co-founder of the PGA of America. You know, he talked about also fear and courage. There's a nice balance. It's a great golf course. You have to kind of meander through short par 4s, got a couple of long par 5s close to 600 yards. These greens are tiny, only average about 4,300 square feet. The tour average is about 6,000 square feet. So you've got to be very precise off the tee and very precise with your iron game.
Over at 9, Andrew Putnam with his third at the par 5.
This is the lengthy par 5 on the front 9. Good shot in there. He's had a couple of bogeys and a double bogey on his round today.
Back to 12, Nick O'Hearn, 106th on the money list. That's the number in the red box.
Coming down the hill, should break to the right at the end. He's got enough speed, he's got a chance.
What a great putt.
Oh, go in.
Oh.
Perfect speed, perfect read from Nick O'Hearn.
A little pause at the lip, and it drops, and he is within 6. Aaron Watkins over at 9, playing his third.
Just got to control the spin on this front hole location. Back into the wind certainly helps. 12 holes today with hole locations of 4 paces or left from the edge of the green. So the key here is to not short side yourself at Lakewood Country Club.
Now Pampling, tee at 12.
188 yards with a 5-iron. He's going to try to work it in left to right, but that one is not working.
Ooh, plenty of club, too.
You can feel it blowing straight behind me.
This golf course held up pretty well on day 1, 82 rounds of par or better and 74 rounds over par. The scoring average was right almost precisely on the number, 71.5. It's a par 71 layout. Andres Gonzalez, half man, half amazing. He's got an eagle putt at 9.
You got that right. Been a good start to the year for Andres. This is the 11th event. He's had 7 top 25s and currently 26th on the money list. 74 yesterday. He's fighting his way to try and make the cut. Even par on his round today. This would be a big confidence boost. I'm going to say the cut's going to probably be 1 under par. Kind of fluctuate between 1 under and even. Not much in this one, Whit. Yes. Oh. That's Cellophane Ridge, just right over the left edge. Good effort.
Stress-free birdie at 9 for Gonzalez. Up 1 to 10. And Price with his second.
Little breeze back in his face. Nice angle from the right side of the fairway from 145 yards. Hole cut today on the left.
Yeah, center of the green, Phil, and it's a golf course. I think I've talked to some players. They throw away the whole location sheet. They're just going to aim in the center of every green. And how tiny these greens are, you're going to have a 15, 18 footer if you do that, if you can hit your shot hole high.
Now back to the 9th, where Putnam will have this left for birdie.
Really, the consistency I talked about. The rounds, only 4 over par this year, but second in scoring and 7th in overall, which takes into consideration the 8 major statistical categories. But certainly an inconsistent 9 holes of golf today. That would have been for his 4th birdie of the 9 holes, just to be even par, but a little out of sorts right now for the 25-year-old.
Putnams are from the Seattle, Washington area, Olympia, or check it, Seattle. Andres Gonzalez, also from Washington. He is from Olympia. Franklin Corpening, this is over at 10.
Just a horrible lie in the left-hand rough.
Oh, no, got a kiss off the ball, but that's why A.W. Tillinghast's design is so good. You've got some nasty rough, but they're open in front, these greens, reasonably flat in most of the spots, and had a chance to get it hole high.
Aaron Watkins for birdie at the 9th, and that...
It fooled all 3 of these players, basically, although Andres had a very good putt.
Jeff Curl's round of 67 included a string of 4 straight birdies from 13 through 16. He leads by 2 during the second round of the Cleveland Open on Golf Channel. Today's coverage is brought to you by Rust-Oleum Never Wet Fabric. This changes everything. The new Win Pro X putter grips. Feel the winning difference. You say it, we build it. It's as easy as web.com. A look at the 10th, 396-yard par 4. Kind of have to sneak it up the left, pot bunker to the right. Trees framing this fairway, and James Nitty's trying to save par at 10.
He drove in the left-hand rough, caught the trees with his second. Came up short of the bunkers in the right-hand rough, pitched to here, and pretty difficult putt coming up and over a hill. Then it kind of flattens out. Should move a little bit to his right at the end.
Over par on his round today. 69 yesterday. 31-year-old from Melbourne, Australia.
To the tee at the 13th, John Curran still hasn't made a bogey today.
There's some bunkers down the left. You can really hit anything off this tee. And also bunkers on the right-hand side. But he has split the fairway. Excellent tee shot from John.
Now back to the 10th, and Franklin Corpening, this for birdie.
Craig, I want you to take a close look at his routine here. He takes his time lining up his putter over the ball, but once he gets over it, he goes really quick. And I don't know that I can remember a really good putter that goes as quickly as he does over the ball.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have an issue with the speed as long as you're set. You take a little time to get comfortable. He is 82nd on tour in putting average, but if he's taken away while he's still moving and he hasn't committed, then I would have an issue with it.
I always liked a little time just to settle in and get a feel with your feet. What's it feel like? Feel the speed with your feet before you go. Kind of have a good picture and feel in your mind before you take it back.
Excellent point.
You watch Aaron Price now, and he's going to be a little more conventional. He'd get over it and take a look or two and kind of feel what he's got in front of him before he takes it back. He certainly doesn't stay there very long, but it's just enough to where he can feel it.
There was 6th on tour a couple of years ago putting. Fallen off slightly. And that one falls off into the bottom of the cup. Aaron's in a good frame of mind after qualifying for the US Open. His site was at Quail Valley in Vero Beach.
Well, Craig Perks, where in the world are we this week?
We're in the Buckeye State, the great state of Ohio, about 120 miles northeast of Columbus, which is the capital. We're on the southern shore of Lake Erie, about 2.5 miles inland and about 12 miles west of downtown at Westlake. With the 1921 design by A.W. Tillinghast, past 71 Lakewood Country Club.
The North Coast, they refer to this area. We're only about 2.5 miles away from Lake Erie. Now back out to Nick O'Hearn.
Yeah, the lefty looks like he's standing in the bunker, but the ball is not. Very awkward, because you've just got to have a good, solid foundation.
Say again.
Always a very accurate driver of the ball, 8th onto a 7th in greens in regulation.
Can't tell in this case if it's an advantage or a disadvantage for him being a left-hander.
Well, it's certainly a disadvantage for me. The ball's above his feet, and with the rough, then that heel is just going to dig in quick, and you've got to avoid this going way to the right, hole location left. Gripping all the way down in the shaft, more of a baseball swing. He may be aiming 10 yards left of the green here. Well, he's fit it right through the gap. That is an excellent golf shot.
What a great shot that was.
Yep. So much danger lurking on that shot.
Franklin Corpening on the tee at the 11th.
And this is one beautiful golf swing. This is one of the finer golf swings I've seen. There's a lot of future in the swing.
Yeah, a lot of speed too, Phil.
He holds his posture really well throughout the entire strike. Nice soft arms. It's a good one to copy.
John Curran in the fairway at 13.
A little bit like Max Homa yesterday, just a lot of good shots right at the flagstick.
Nitty's on the tee at 11.
And it just goes to show you there's a lot of different ways to get it done in this game. A little different type of action, but a nice result right down the middle of the fairway there.
It kind of lifts it up, gets a little laid off, gets a club face a little shot.
Corpening said earlier this week, Craig, that he's been battling some back problems, that every once in a while it'll just spring up on him. It takes a couple of days to go away. Nothing serious. Advil, ice, and
Camera on the stop.
watch a little TV. But let's take a look at this golf swing.
Well, Phil talked about the posture, so we'll draw a line right down his right leg and then up the spine and see if he maintains it. He's going to turn into that right side, post up. Look, the head hasn't shifted at all. The spine angle hasn't tilted, and up into a beautiful, strong position at the top. Good acceleration. You know, the stats don't necessarily bear it out. He's 100th in total driving, but it's long, it's fluid, it's got good timing, and it's up into a beautiful balanced finish. You couldn't do much better than that. Stats today good, though. Only a couple of missed fairways, a couple of missed greens.
At the 10th, Gonzalez ready for his second.
Not a great angle to that left hole location, just 3 paces on. But he was able to turn it in, control the distance. Excellent shot, looking for back-to-back birdies.
Andres Gonzalez, a winner on this tour back in 2012, in good position. Jeff Curl, your leader by 2 at the Cleveland Open. Back at 10, Aaron Watkins. This for birdie.
Yeah, a little further away than he would have liked, but pretty much just straight up a slight hill that comes off the brow of the fringe.
Lives in Arizona now. He played his college golf at Kansas State, turned pro in 2004.
Only the second player to come out of Kansas State to qualify for the PGA Tour. The other, Jim Colbert, 8 PGA Tour victories, 20 wins on the Champions Tour. He was a legend out there from like 91 to 96.
Nick O'Hearn, this for birdie at 13.
Well, give it to him after that spectacular second shot. This for 3 birdies and 4 holes and get him to 4 under for the event. Oh, come on. You're kidding. Where's the justice? Nick O'Hearn at one point was in the top 30 in the world around 2005, 6 and 7. Fallen off slightly, obviously.
Back to the tee at the par 4 13th, and Rod Pampling.
We hit 3 fairways so far in this round. Say you can put it in the fairway. This is a 3-wood, and headed to the right.
Another one.
And it's going to catch that bunker trip where Nick O'Hearn just was.
Up ahead at the green, Alex Cheka. Boy, he hated that immediately. Don't know if he was distracted or just knew he'd mishit it.
Another guy that was medalist in the sectional qualifying at the US Open out at, how about these 2 iconic venues, Lake Merced and Olympic Club out in Northern California. Man that won the very first event of the year and then finished second in Brazil 2 weeks later. Guaranteed of making his way all the way back to the PGA Tour. Made $240,000 this year, currently 3rd on the money list.
Gonzalez, after a brilliant approach at the 10th, this for birdie.
Well, it's a mere formality, but you still go through your routine. Very little break.
Oh, boy.
I was about to say, I really like the setup because the hands are right in, the forearms are right in line with the shaft. You can swing the putter nicely. That's just a huge mistake. As pure as these greens are, that was just a very poor stroke.
God, he had just gotten it to +2 after the 2-putt birdie on 9. The cut now is at 1 under. That was big. That is a bad miss.
But still, as frustrated as he is, he's still back in his routine, not just nonchalantly whacking it up there and hitting a frustrated stroke. And that one just barely sneaks in the left edge.
We saw some players. Fraustro yesterday, Oscar Fraustro, 3-putted 18 from about 3 feet. You can get fooled on some of these short ones.
When you get on the incorrect side of these holes, then you've got some speedy putts. And that certainly was the case there.
Back over to 11, Franklin Corpening for his second.
Only 124 yards after that beautiful tee shot. Kind of shot you'd like to take advantage of that tee shot and get it in close. Not a real good result there, though.
Jeff Curl with that 67 earlier, 35-year-old Alabama resident. His dad, a former winner on the PGA Tour, won at Colonial. And Jeff had a chance to play there in 2014, made the cut, as a matter of fact. Back out to the fairway at 13 for Rod Pampling.
Well, he's not in the fairway. He's in the right bunker, but a nice lie, 139 yards. He carries 4 wedges. This is the first one of those wedges, 47 degrees, and he caught it heavy, which is the no-no out of the bunker.
Trip, that's a long way to try and hit a wedge from a bunker. You know, you'd think you'd maybe grip down the shaft a little bit. It's all in hindsight, and maybe just kind of flight it in instead of hitting something that hard.
At the green at the 11th, the 432-yard par 4, James Nitties for birdie.
His putt should move a little bit to his right. He's got to putt up and over a very subtle little knob that makes this putt a little more uncomfortable than it might normally be. It's a characteristic of Tillinghast greens. He does little things like that to you.
Right?
Coming at the end, he was right. Not much.
A little quick.
And now for Corpening.
And Craig, a couple of wedges I've seen him hit today haven't been that great. And to me, it seems like a lot of young players come out on tour, and it's one of the first things they've got to learn is the importance of getting really good with your wedges. If you get one in your hand, you see the top players taking advantage of those type of shots.
Remember when Tiger first came out on tour, Phil, you know, he was a phenomenal driver, drove it basically further than anyone, but he couldn't control the distance of his wedges and really worked hard on the flight. You talked about the trajectory and controlling the spin, and I think it's a lost art and I think technology has something to do with that, the grooves and how hard the golf ball is. You know, just think of Paul Azinger and Tom Kite, how prolific wedge players they were, but they can control the trajectory, and these guys, it's kind of a bash and gouge game now, and they've lost the art of scoring.
Corpening playing in his 10th event on the Web.com tour this year, 60th on the money list. Just over 33,000. Has one top 10, two top 25s. He's 4 back in Cleveland. Rod Pampling about to play his 4th at 13.
That's right. This is his 4th because his 3rd one had a horrible lie. Got it to here. Much better lie now.
Maybe better sneak out of here with a 5.
Remember, he found the fairway bunker off the tee, then left it short with his 2nd, so now trying to limit the damage as we head over to 12 and Aaron Price.
12 today, playing 188 yards. Not a breath of wind out here right now, guys. It's a Chamber of Commerce day. Comfortable temperatures, not a lot of humidity. Looking for the beach.
Aaron Price, born in Sydney, Australia, played collegiately at Georgia Southern.
I think it's a tiny bit hurt. Yeah, that'll hurt, mate. This should be right. It's only 82 to the front.
You want me to translate that?
Yeah, I got
You said a tiny bit of hurt.